Have you ever taken a pill and just wondered? I mean, really thought about it. How does this one tiny thing manage to find its way through your whole body and fix just one specific problem? It kind of feels like magic, right? Well, it's not magic, it's science, and we're about to unlock how it all works.
Seriously, think about that for a second. You swallow a pill for a headache. How in the world does it know to ignore your foot, your stomach, your elbow, and go straight to work on what's happening in your head? That's the big question, and it's exactly what we're going to break down right now. The science that tackles this question has a bit of a fancy name, pharmacodynamics. But don't let the word scare you. The concept is actually pretty simple. It's all about one thing, what the drug does to the body. And the whole story really starts with a simple, brilliant analogy. You see, the secret isn't really in the drug itself. The real genius is how that drug fits into a system our body already has. The best way to picture it is to think of locks and keys. Your body is filled with trillions and trillions of tiny molecular locks. And drugs? Well, they're designed to be the perfectly shaped keys. In scientific terms, these locks are called receptors. They're these special protein molecules on our cells, and they're incredibly picky. They're built to recognize and bind with only one very specific molecule, our key. And when that key slides in and fits just right, it tells the cell to do something. That's the crucial part. The drug isn't doing the work, it's just unlocking the cell's own ability to act. Okay, but not all keys do the same thing. Some are what we call agonists. This is a key that fits the lock perfectly and actually turns it. It switches the cell on, activating a response. Think about an asthma inhaler that opens up your airways. But then you have antagonists. Think of this like a key that fits in the lock, but it doesn't turn. It just sits there, jamming the mechanism and blocking any other keys from getting in. So you might be wondering, are all these molecular locks the same? Not even close. Scientists have basically sorted them into 4 main families. Each one has its own unique design and, this is the really important part, a totally different speed of action. Let's dive in. All right, first up, we've got the speed demons of the group. The official name is ligand-gated ion channels. When a drug hits one of these, the reaction is almost instantaneous. We're talking milliseconds. It's like flipping a light switch. They act like a simple gate on our nerve and muscle cells, which is perfect for places where you need incredibly fast communication. Think about how fast some anti-anxiety meds or anesthetics can work. This is why. And you can see right here just how direct it is. The receptor is the channel. The key goes in, the gate swings open, and a flood of ions rushes through. Boom, you get an immediate electrical effect in the cell. It's beautifully simple and incredibly efficient. Now, our second type adds a clever little extra step in the middle. These are called G-protein coupled receptors. I like to call these the relay runners. The response here is a little slower. It takes a few seconds because the signal gets passed along. It's like a relay race inside your cell. The drug key binds to the receptor, which then passes a baton to a teammate called a G-protein. That G-protein then takes off and activates a second messenger to finally carry out the job. A lot of common allergy meds work this way. And what's really cool about this system is that it has both a gas pedal and a brake. Some of these G-proteins are stimulatory. They hit the gas and speed up a process, but others are inhibitory. They slam on the brakes. This gives your body a much more refined, nuanced level of control over what the cell is doing. Okay, next up, let's slow things way, way down. Meet the long-term planners, the protein kinase receptors. So here, we're jumping from seconds to hours. These receptors aren't for quick reactions. They're managing the big, long-term projects inside the cell, things like cell growth and deciding what a cell is going to become. Activating one of these is like setting off a long, slow-motion domino rally that unfolds over hours. A great example of this is how insulin works on the body. And for our final type, the master architects, we're talking about a totally different game plan. See, while the other 3 types of receptors are hanging out on the surface of the cell, these guys are located deep inside. The drug key actually has to get past security. It has to cross the cell membrane to even reach them. Once inside, the drug and receptor pair up and travel to the cell's command center, the DNA, to literally rewrite the cell's blueprints. It's the slowest process, taking hours or even days, but it fundamentally changes what the cell builds and does. This is how steroid medications cause such powerful, long-lasting changes. So, okay, that was a lot. 4 different types of locks, each one working on a completely different clock. Let's just pull it all together so we can really see the big picture. When you lay it all out like this, you can really see the incredible range we're dealing with. We go from the lightning-fast millisecond pop of the ligand-gated channels for nerve signals, to the seconds-long relay race of the G proteins, all the way to the slow, deliberate, gene-altering work of nuclear receptors that can take days to fully kick in. Each system is perfectly designed for the job it needs to do.
Now, understanding all of this isn't just a cool biology lesson. It is the absolute bedrock foundation of modern medicine, and it's pointing the way to the cures of the future.
There's a quote that really sums it all up. The entire point of studying these incredibly detailed mechanisms is to build a solid scientific basis for how we actually treat people. It's about moving away from guesswork and towards precision engineering, but at a molecular level. Because at the end of the day, it's simple. The more we learn about the exact shape and function of every single molecular lock in our bodies, the better we get at designing the perfect key. This is how we're creating smarter drugs that only hit their intended target, which means more effective treatments and way fewer side effects.
And that just leaves us with this incredible, mind-blowing thought. What happens when we can design the perfect, custom-made key for every single lock involved in every single disease? That is the future that this science is working to build, one key at a time. Thanks for joining me for this explainer.